Hi, I'm Jonathan Weiss. I'm the founder of Oswalds Mill Audio and Fleetwood Sound. And the last time we were here doing a video, this place looked very different. I'm in the bottom of Oswalds Mill in eastern Pennsylvania. And I think the last video was September of 2023. It's now October of 2024. And the majority of the construction on this project, I'm very happy to say, is now complete. A lot of people, when they talk about their renovations of their home, they talk about the travail, the trial of it. But for me, it's been an amazing process that I wanted to share with you. And so we're skipping a little bit. I have some intermediary footage that we'll cut together to show you what happened in between September and today in late October. But if you look back at that video, and I'm sure we'll link to it, you'll notice a lot of changes, right? We have now got a real floor. It's a poured, heated, radiant heat concrete slab. And the cribbing towers, which had been erected by my mason and his team, Ted Lamastra, absolutely amazing artisans. Big shout out to Ted and Andrew, to Scott Dietrich, who did this, Alan Schaefer and his team, who did an incredible job with plumbing, and the electricians, all of whom worked with me to hide all the mechanicals so that this space would feel like what it looks like, which is just a very simple space that defies trying to say, well, when, where, what time is this? Is this the present? Is this hundreds of years ago? This building was actually built, I believe, in the late 1700s, maybe the 1770s. And when I got it, it had already been sort of butchered up a bit. The whole front wall had been removed, and the floor had been set at this height. So that's why this door is here. This was moved, I'm sure, because if you look at the side walls here, you'll see original plaster that goes down to this level, and that's where we brought the floor back to. And all of the stonework was redone. All of the beams and posts were resituated or replaced as needed with stone pylons into the radiant heat floor. This was an enormous amount of work, which took about a year and a half. I had people here every day. And actually, I really enjoyed it, because the whole process of it, it felt like, gestation. Of course, men don't have the wondrous beauty of being able to give birth like women. But, when you work on something that's really important and kind of a big deal for me, and it finally, happens, it's kind of actually overwhelming. And in the last couple of days, as I started to move furniture in here and sort of get a sense of what's going to happen in here, I have to say that there have been moments where I was like overcome with like, wow, this is kind of exceeded my expectations. And that's just so far, because you'll see that there's some things in here, but not yet. And, that goes to the reason I'm doing the video, and the reason actually that I engaged this project, because it was a huge project. I didn't really have the funds for it. The universe took care of that, provided the funds so that my people who were doing this work would get paid on time. And the conception of what this would be, it evolved. It didn't happen from the top down. I didn't go to an architecture firm or an interior designer. No, it happened organically through the people who are working here, who actually know best about things like this. There are no architects and interior designers who could actually come into this and say, oh, this is how it should be. So everything that you see, we basically said, okay, this is how we think it should be. And I think it actually worked out pretty well. Again, there's nothing on the floor, there's nothing in here yet, there's a few things here and there. So you might be asking yourself, okay, well, why did he, the crazy son of a bitch, do this? This was a really big project. And I think the answer, as I've actually thought about this and tried to figure it out, goes back to the name of the company. So I abbreviated it OMA because I could water jet cut that into a piece of slate or a piece of steel. And OMA stands, of course, for Oswalds Mill Audio. And when I started this company, I thought we would be making and selling high-end loudspeakers and then tube amplifiers, and then we made our own turntables, the K series of turntables. I thought I'd be directing that towards audiophiles. Now, you'll be hearing some videos from me soon about audiophiles, but audiophiles are not our customers. In fact, they're really, really not our customers, because audiophiles don't have the same value system, the same interests as what we make. So why would I call this Oswalds Mill Audio? There was a series of events here, which you can look up, called the Oswalds Mill Tube and Speaker Tastings, which were attended by a bunch of really talented DIY people, and that was an ostensible cover for the name Oswalds Mill Audio. But I actually think, having gone through this for the last year and a half, that there was a deeper reason why I called this Oswalds Mill Audio, and that somehow I had presaged that this would happen, that I would actually finally create this space here, and to some extent, the space above us, which you'll see also in a future video, plays into it. But I wanted to create in this space what for me would be the ultimate listening space, listening room, so that I could share what we do with people. Not just a couple people for a demo, like in our studio where we have our products in New York City. No, I wanted to give people the experience of sound that would be so sort of mind-blowing and transformative that it would help people get out of the existence that many people find themselves sort of trapped in. And I really think that sound, at the level that we can do it, in the right space, is capable of that kind of transformative experience. And so you'll see videos as we populate this, and speakers come in here, and the equipment, and what we're going to do with it. It's going to be really interesting. And what kind of activities, we will have going on here. But it turned out that naming the company Oswalds Mill Audio was absolutely the right thing to do. It's a very strange name for an audio company, I will admit. Like, why don't you call it Transparent or Stealth or Jonathan Weiss Audio, right? You could do that, Weiss Audio. There is actually a Weiss Audio. They make DACs. But I called it after this building. And I had no idea when I got it, November of 97, so it's 27 years ago, what would be happening here now. And it's really actually quite exciting to me because, in my wildest dreams, I could not have imagined what has happened, what is going to happen. And it's quite a story. It's almost like a saga, which I've really enjoyed sharing with you up until now, and I'm going to continue doing that because I think it's a useful tale. Too many people are caught up with what their goals are and what they think they should be or should have or should do. And this is a story about how a process and a feeling, a vibe, that if you're staying with it, can have pretty remarkable outcomes. So I look forward to the next installments in this video series, but safe to say, I'm super happy to, be able to sit here like this today, My guys are outside unloading the truck. I'm going to be setting more things up upstairs. It's really quite a moment for me, and thank you for letting me share it with you.